And here we go. It is a TGIF. It is a TGIF, right? It's Friday? I don't know. But it's the first day of September. Now, let me tell you, in the Philippines, September, the first Burr month of the year, becomes Christmas. So right now in the Philippines, they're starting to set up all of their Christmas decorations, playing Christmas music on the radio, starting to go to Christmas parties, and that will be through September, October, November, December, and January. 5 months of Christmas. Can you imagine that? Listen, I can't take just 1 month of Christmas, and I'm done with it. I'm through with it. However, yesterday I did receive a email from Wedgwood trying to sell me Christmas decorations. And I said, no. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. Sorry. Christmas isn't yet. We haven't even gone through Halloween. We haven't done Thanksgiving. Then it's Christmas time after Thanksgiving. Not now. It's just too early. So I'm assuming that you all heard that yesterday job numbers are not good. Are not good at all. And it's starting to go down. In fact, the best explanation I heard about it was by Peter Schiff. And Peter Schiff is a finance guy out there. He says, the labor market is cooling fast as inflation is heating up. So far, Fed rate hikes have failed to reduce borrowing or spending or increase savings and capital investment. As a result, upward pressure on consumer prices continues, including oil, which is now at $85 and rising. And we're going to see that even go even higher, which is not good. So when we see this happening in the economy, we're going to be bouncing around here for, I would say, until 2024, the end of 2024. I don't see us correcting this at all. We just have a government who does not understand the economy. Biden does not understand the economy. There are things that he could do to apply pressure on lowering inflation. And one of those would be to start cutting back on spending in the United States government. Yeah, there should be some layoffs. Yeah, there should be some spending cuts. Yeah, we should look at how we're spending the money because a lot of it's wasted so much. And cut off all of these money that's going to all of these countries that hate our guts and giving out all these grants to study the sex lives of spiders. It doesn't make sense. So we have a lot of wasted money that we could address and take care of it and get it done with. But Biden doesn't see it that way. He wants to continue to throw money at a problem when it should be subtracting money from the problem to solve the problem. That is a sad situation. We are in a sad boat, I tell you. But to be fairness to all of us, we can still manage our finances and we can still create our budgets and we can still maintain our spending at lower levels and spend only what is needed, not what we want. That's the biggest issue. We spend what is needed, not what we want. So that's it. That's life in a nutshell. I am concerned that a lot of the American people don't understand what's going on. So they just keep spending. And they keep buying stuff that they don't need. Buying stuff that is way too expensive. I just got a notice in from Hyundai because they're having their big Labor Day sale. The price of a Hyundai, just a sedan, price of a Hyundai, $65,000. I sent a note back. I said, no way in hell am I spending $65,000 on a Hyundai. I'm not going to do it. That's dumb. And the on a $65,000 car, the payments would be about $900 to $1,001. I'm not going to spend that on a car. Can you imagine worrying every single month? Am I going to have a job? Am I going to have money coming in? Are my clients going to pay me on time? And have $1,000 car payment? Forget it. That's a dumb move. So I hope they get my message that I'm not going to be that dumb to spend $65,000 on a Hyundai, knowing where they came from a couple, 2 or 3 years ago when they were down in the $26,000. $65,000 for a Hyundai. No, not going to do it. Just won't do it. So I shut off an email, shut off my mouth, and told them no way in hell. You know, speaking of sending a letter, and I'm surprised I even had the guts to do it, but I did. Adventist Health. It's called Advent Health out of Florida. Now, it's all up and down the East Coast. Advent Health, and they manage and own a bunch of hospitals. Now, if you know Advent Health, it's owned by the Seventh-day Adventist Church. I was raised up in the Seventh-day Adventist Church. And we had specific messages that were sent to us from the church leaders saying, do not drink coffee. Coffee is bad for your health. It is a stimulant. It creates heart irregularities and all this stuff. We were always taught that. In all of our nutrition classes and all of our church teachings, we were always taught never to drink coffee. And so what did they do? They went out and made a fake coffee called Postum. I don't know if you ever saw that when you were growing up, but that's what they had. They had Postum, which was burnt wheat that tasted like coffee. It never tasted like coffee. It tasted like burnt wheat. But anyway, so they always have this health message that they went with. And if you look at the lifespan of Seventh-day Adventists, they're about 15 years longer living than the majority of the people, because most of them are vegetarians. Most of them live a healthy life. They're hiking, they're camping, they're running, they're doing all these exercises, and they eat very healthy. However, Adventist Health put a posting in Instagram, and they praised the effectiveness on your health by drinking coffee. And they gave several examples of hot coffee and several examples of cold coffee. Now, when I saw that, especially coming from an Adventist hospital, I thought, did they change? Did they get bitten by the coffee bug? I mean, what happened? Why are they now preaching, after years and years and years of saying coffee was bad for you? Now they're coming out and saying coffee is good for your health. It has health benefits. Well, I was shocked. And then I remembered that, I don't know if you remember when everybody was taking a knee and for Black Lives Matter. Well, Adventist Healthcare did the same thing. They took to the knee. Now, then to come to find out that BLM was really a crime scene in itself, and that it was not supporting the Black lives, it was protecting a political agenda. And the people who started BLM stole millions of money to buy houses. And now they're under investigation for that. So it was never a good message for BLM because it was a political message. And one of the teachings of the Seventh-day Adventist Church was, we don't get involved in politics because we have a mission to save lives. We have a mission to preach the gospel. We have the mission to heal people at the hospitals. We have a mission to teach people around the world. Now, you don't hear much of that anymore from the Seventh-day Adventist Church. You just don't. Now, churches are getting involved in diversity messages, equality messages, BLM messages. And the problem with it is it's caused a conflict within churches. I know of some churches in California where members have just gotten up and walked out and said, we're not going to come back here anymore. It almost completely destroyed some churches, and it's continuing on. anytime that you bring in politics into an organization, into an entity, even if it's a religious organization, a hospital religious organization, if you bring in politics, you're going to have conflict. Politics is a good way for the devil to just stir up the pot. And that's what he's done in America, and that's what he's trying to do in churches now. I wrote back, and some of you may not agree with what I say, or you just probably won't like it, but this is what I said. I said to them, Jesus Christ did not seek to bring change to the political realm. Let me say that again. Jesus Christ did not seek to bring change to the political realm. Jesus did not join with the zealots who were Israelis seeking to bring better government to the Jews. He did not suggest his disciples seek positions in public office. He did not speak out against the repressive Roman government. Instead, he was focused on his mission to save lives, which is the mission of the Adventist Health and the SDA Church and all of its entities. I felt as though I had to say something. Now, I haven't been in the Seventh-day Adventist Church for quite some time. I went on and lived my own life, but I still believe in the teachings, but I don't believe in the practices and the multiple messages they send out. So my religion has become very personal to me, and my life with God is very personal to me. And I moved out of the organized Seventh-day Adventist Church. But I felt as though that I needed to say something because this was the teachings of the church. And they have gone way over to another side. They want everybody to be in this inclusion, in this diversity, in this BLM movement and everything else. Now, they came about it too late, a year too late, but that's what they're pushing at the moment. Now, it's not just the Seventh-day Adventist Church. We're also seeing many things happen in other churches that are on the same broad scale. I just saw it the other day with the Pope, and the Pope was calling American conservatives names. Now, once again, he's a church leader. And I have to remind him also, that wasn't God's mission. God's mission on earth was not to get involved in the politics, but to heal people, to bring them a message, to make them feel included within a Christian organization. And so we have this problem popping up all over in religion. And we've got to pull it back because it's going to create more harm than good, because you are going to divide. And I don't know if you've heard of the Great Shaking. We've talked about it in the Christian religion for a long time. You are seeing the Christian shaking right now because it's literally shaking churches and entities apart. And we have to be very, very careful about that. Politics is a dirty, rotten business, I tell you. Listen, if you would like to sit down with me and have a confidential conversation on business issues, go to my website at www.lodge-co.com. You can book time there. And if you have a business question, send it to me at thebusinessadvisor@gmail.com. Everybody go out and have a great day. This is Labor Day weekend. That means you don't do any labor. Remember that. You don't do any labor. So turn the computers off, turn the cell phones off, enjoy the time with family. I'll talk with you soon. God bless. Talk with you on Saturday. Bye-bye.